Hello. How are you? Good morning to you. It is Thursday morning. It is October the 13th. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully get your day started off on the right note, and hopefully get you ready to go on the day. Just a reminder, if you miss us, you can still catch us on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, but we are also a podcast. So if you miss us, you can go into listening mode and check us out on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, and also on the iHeart app. Very cool, very cool. All right, let's talk about the top things we are monitoring this morning. First off, it is game day night, fans. We are going up to the Bounce House. It is the 100th home game at the Bounce House for the Knights. We'll discuss that, and with rain in the forecast today, certainly all eyes will be on the forecast. We'll also be discussing the tropics, not just what's going on there now, but we are looking long range, as there continues to be a feature that the long range techniques are showing us, which could play into our long-range forecast for next year. So lots of interesting stuff to get to. But before any of that, let's just set the stage for this morning and welcome back to the Cool Kids Club, New Smyrna Beach. Our Tower Cam network there. Gorgeous. Oh, it's so nice to have you back. This is a camera that has been down for a minute. There is a lot of cloud cover this morning, just as we had expected. Temperature-wise, we're cycling that, of course, at the bottom of your screen, but here we go. 73 in Orlando. It's 72 degrees currently in Sanford, 70 flat in Ocala and Palm Coast. Our first warning live Doppler radar. Relatively quiet for now. Let me just lapse this. We had been watching some heavy rains pushing off the shoreline here of Brevard County this morning, but there it goes out to sea. So little by little, we are looking better. Now, that said, we do have rain in the forecast today. Notice afternoon showers and thunder showers getting going. And then as all of that rain pushes east, little by little, things will clear out. If you're like me and you're wanting to head out to the UCF game tonight, we are looking good for it, okay? All the rains will be exiting. So even if there's a little bit of rain left over, I think we'll be okay by game time, okay? So that's a look at our 12-hour forecast. Here's a look at temperatures across town today. In the ballpark of average, 85 in the city, 83 degrees in the villages. Futurecast, not bad, honestly. There's lunchtime, plenty of clouds over top of us. Through 2:30, 3 o'clock, we'll keep with a mostly cloudy sky. But notice 4, 5, 6. We're going to be popcorning up some rain, 6:30, 7, 8, and firing it all up east. Now, this is a bit of a concern, if I'm honest. You know, my concern is that some of this wants to toil around with the Knights game, of course. But I think that everything should be pushing east, away from the stadium, things looking better and better and better. So, looking to that forecast, because I know you're going to ask for it, rain is heading east. So tailgate is a bit of a concern, but the later we go, the better things will look. Okay? Temple's coming to town. Looks like a great forecast for that. Also, we've got Biketoberfest in Daytona Beach, and that forecast is also not looking too bad. Happy to say. Especially heading into the weekend. Our forecast for the weekend over in Volusia County, because I know you're going to ask about this as well. Look at this. Breezy and cooler temps for tomorrow, lower 80s. Lower 80s on Saturday, lower 80s on Sunday. So we do have a great stretch of weather. What's going on? What's happening in the weather world? Well, we've got a cold front that we're tracking, okay? For Saturday, the cold front will be south of our area. And as high pressure builds in, the humidity drops, it pushes all of the rain out, and we just look gorgeous for the weekend. So when we try to think about plans for this weekend, whatever it is, go outside and enjoy both Saturday and Sunday looking phenomenal. Looking absolutely phenomenal. Truly a great forecast, all right? All right, now questions, comments, concerns. Crystal, good morning to you. Nancy, Joanne, Carolyn, good morning. Carolyn says it is beautifully sunny in the Four Corners. Very nice, very nice. Hi, how are you? R.E. Riggs on Facebook. Good morning to you. Crystal, good morning. Good morning. How are you? Frank, how are you? Good morning. Betty, good morning to you over in Nokomis. Hope you're doing well. What's UCF's record so far? You mean in the stadium or just in general? I don't, off the top of my head, have much. I'm a statistics guy when it comes to weather, but I don't have the UCF stats in front of me. I know that we're doing okay this year, though. Hopefully, we'll just keep that going. Debbie says, I'm in listening mode this morning. I will do my best to be as descriptive as I certainly can. That's my goal. Not just for you, but for, trying to keep in mind that we do the the podcast thing. I'm trying to keep that in mind as well. Hey, also for my space nerd friends, Friday night we have a rocket launch, and this may be the coolest mission name I've ever heard. It's a Eutelsat, but its mission name is Hotbird. Tell me that's not awesome. 90% chance of good weather. This is a late one. I'm not going to be awake for this one. 11:26 p.m. to 1:22 a.m. is the launch window for this one. Looks great for booster recovery, for wind shear, solar activities all fine. Weather-wise, we should be good. Now, here's what's interesting. So this is going to be off the Cape because the Launch Complex 39A is being converted to a Falcon Heavy. And I don't know that the boss is watching this morning, but let me tell you something. If the boss is watching, I'm going to do everything I can to cover that Falcon Heavy launch. I'm going to do everything I can to cover that Falcon Heavy launch. Man, oh man, oh man. All right, so a couple of showers around today. Just want to point out our river levels around Central Florida because this continues to be a big story. Most everyone has already crest, but looking at the map, you can still see there are many of our river gauges in that pink shade, meaning that they are at major flood stage. So let's just take a look. We'll start in Brevard County here. St. John's near Cocoa, level is steady. We've already crested. St. John's at Lake Harney, slowly falling there. Happy to say slowly falling around the St. John's and Sanford, though we are still sitting at record levels, okay? Now, for Volusia, it's going to take a little bit longer for this to change over. Slight rise for both locations, but relatively steady through the week. Still at major flood stage. Rain chances, though, important to note, rain chances will be gradually coming down after what we experienced yesterday and what we experienced today, all right? We've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday looking great. Now, interestingly enough, next week, rain chances really do go up again. Another front, and we've been talking about that front using our long-range forecast techniques for some time. So, and we're going to look at that in just a couple of minutes, okay? Alan's asking, is there a lightning threat at game time? Alan, I hope not. I think that we're going to have all of that lightning off to the east. Beverly says more concerned with the St. John's River than a game. Certainly, Beverly, but we've also been talking about the St. John's River for like weeks now, and people that are flooded know that the St. John's has flooded them, right? So we're continuing to cover it, but we're also going to continue to talk about things that are impacting other people as well. Anna says, I'm going to the Magic Kingdom on Saturday. Anna, look at that forecast. Morning temperatures in the 60s, daytime highs in the 80s. That is awesome stuff. I love it. I love it. I love it. Is there a light off or is the iris down? Oh, or are you talking about the webcam? Hold on. I can fix it. Actually, I don't know that I can fix it. Okay, hold on. Okay, I don't know that I can fix it actually. All right, I can't fix it, so it is what it is. Sorry. Such is life. I tried, and then I stopped trying. Question, Brian's asking. Just curious, is Carl the former remnants. Is Carl a part of what Julia was? Yeah. So the answer is kinda. All right. So there's a 7-day forecast. Let's just finish this. Rain chances going up next week. We can talk more about that in a little bit. Okay. So to the tropics. Good question. So Brian's asking, is Carl this? Is that just Julia reformed as a new name? So what happened is Julia moved into the Pacific Ocean. Great question. Julia moved into the Pacific, but a little piece of its energy kind of got left behind. It got sheared off of Julia and was deposited in the Bay of Campeche. That then became Carl. And you can see, I mean, Carl is raggedy as can be because there's a lot of wind shear. That wind shear, thankfully, is the blocking mechanism that kept Carl from lifting to the north. So Carl is kind of trapped and will eventually start to work back to the south. I did see there was one newspaper article, and it was terribly disappointing. Let me read to you one of the headlines. Okay, you see those models, right? You wonder why I always talk about no hype. All right, let me read to you. This is a newspaper article. Okay? This is a newspaper article. Quote, while most models show the system moving into Mexico, a couple of models predict the storm will move toward Houston or even New Orleans. Let me read to you another quote from the same newspaper article. And I quote, steering breezes can change and residents along the Gulf Coast should stay informed. End quote. So when I tell you that I'm not going to hype, I'm going to show you the data, I'm going to give you perspective, that's why. Because literally there are journalists who are doing the best that they can, but like, maybe the struggle with doing weather journalism is if you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. And that's how hype happens in the professional world. So I'm not going to hype it. I'm always going to give you the information. I just have to point out that that garbage is still a thing. All right, so there are the models for Carl. Thankfully, is not expected to lift into the Gulf of Mexico and hit anybody. We'll watch it, of course. Elsewhere in the tropics, do want to let you know, just off the coast of Africa, out near the Cabo Verde Islands, there is this little bubble up of moisture. It may try to develop. There's a lot of dry air out there, so not overly concerned about it, but certainly something that is to be watched. Yeah. Taylor says drink. Oh, because of me saying Bay of Campeche? Oh, man. Dear committee, by third place meteorologist, winner a ring light. Listen, okay, guys, I will... Hold on. You're not... Hold on. I will open my blind, okay? If I get the sun blasting my face, though, I'm going to yell at you. Is that better? I have ring lights. I just don't want my office in my house looking like it's a bad movie studio. But I guess I need to figure something out because y'all are not happy about the current situation, okay? All right. Is that better? Now it's too harsh on one side. Can't keep everybody happy. Patsy says, Castleberry's in the house. Good morning, Coffee Talk followers. And Eric, I missed the award announcement. Oh, yeah. So I got the award. Let me share it. I got the award from Best of Orlando, the Orlando Weekly. They said that they put out every year like the Best of Orlando and this. And I've always been so grateful to take anything because right. And while we're chatting, I'll just put up the 7-day forecast. So I've always been grateful to take anything. And this year I got third place, best local TV weather forecaster. And it true, like when you think of how many meteorologists are in Central Florida, it truly is an honor. So I thank you so much. As I always say, it's one thing to like get your trust and earn your trust. It's another thing to keep it. So I thank you for allowing me to earn your trust, but I promise I will work hard to keep it. But my post this morning was so honored to be on such a short list and for your votes. Listen, I've had bosses tell me I'm not the best, so I get it. But thank you for your trust, something I will never stop working to keep. I had to try and throw something funny in there because I just think it's fun. So I am grateful. Chief meteorologist Tony Manolfi got second place, and my mentor got first place. So I'm never going to be upset about any of that. I'm so grateful to be in such short. See, the sun's blasting in my face, y'all. Y'all complain about the lighting. I'm so honored to be a part of such a short list, and will always be grateful for that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Alan, you're at a loss for words. Straight facts. I don't know what I'm talking about, not just the weather, but everything. I admit ignorance. Yukon says, "Oh, you're a putz, Yukon. You be silly. I see you just fine. It's just folks who need cataract surgery." Well, that's true. But see, now the sun's going to be... At some point, I'm going to have to go fix the blinds. I'll have to close them up again. Laura says, "I want coffee, but the baby's still sleeping, so I'm taking this time to just lay in bed." You take it easy. Never wake a sleeping baby. That's like rule number 1 when it comes to parenting. I learned that very, very quickly. Oh, man. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Look, I'm not here fishing for compliments. I'm grateful for your trust, and I want you to know that that's something I don't take lightly. Truthfully. Mercy says, "So sexy, that word, Bay of Campeche. That and Chuliota." I'm like Jamie Lee Curtis in A Fish Called Wanda. I love it. I love the reference. Brian, did the person that wrote the newspaper article get number 1? No, silly. I'm just grateful to be a part of it. Kenneth, I know I'm teasing. Go Knights, Courtney. Go Knights. All right, so that's where we're at. We checked the tropics. Let's do this. Let's look at the computer models, and then I want to take you on a journey. This sun is I'm going to have to fade it a little bit. Y'all see? Just a little bit. I'm going to fade it a little bit. I just don't want the sun blasting my eyes. All right. Here's a look at the models. Okay. This is the GFS. Their bottom left corner, that is Carl in the Bay of Campeche. Drink. Kind of hanging out, making landfall. Looks like this weekend. Right there. That's Saturday into Sunday. This is funny. Eric's asking, when do the leaves start changing color here? In Florida, the license plates are the things that change color, not the leaves. If you get that reference, you're a true Floridian. All right, let's continue through the models. Here is next week. You kind of see midweek a frontal boundary draping through. That's lowered pressure. That's why our rain chances are going up. Looks like some nice weather after that, though. Maybe a little something trying to bubble up afterwards, Saturday the 22nd, 23rd. We've been seeing indications of that on our long-range forecasting techniques around mid the 25th-ish, mid to late. Yeah. And you see how it's just there's just low pressure sitting off of our East Coast. That's what's so interesting. The BSR has been showing that. And then the 29th, interestingly enough, 29th, it looks like quite a front moving moisture into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, remember this, okay? So something east of us around the 25th. Remember this. Something east of us around the 25th, right? And then Halloween into early November, perhaps something in the Gulf. Let's take a look at the BSR. If you're familiar with the BSR, cool beans. If you're not, the BSR is one of our long-range forecasting techniques that we use, especially fall into winter, to look at big weather players, okay? Essentially, and if you look closely, you can kind of see on the very top, that's the Bering Strait. So we're way up around Alaska. And this is what's known in the meteorological world as a teleconnection. Essentially, the idea is the weather patterns kind of happen up there, and then about 2.5 weeks later, they happen here. And it's we put the map of the United States on just to kind of give us some guidance. So this image was September 28th. So September 28th. So that's going to be October 15th. All right. So, yep, cold front. Oh, I've got the wrong. Hold on. I'm not even showing you the right product. Hold on a second. There. That is Saturday. That is this Saturday. That is September 28th, which equates out to being 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, Saturday the 15th. Notice front to our south. So perfect. That's absolutely how it's going to play out. This was an actual image from September the 28th. All right. So front, high pressure, looking good. Now notice after that, this old front is just draping lowered pressure out east. And you'll notice that that low pressure is just kind of hanging out. That image is from, that's the 18th of October. See how there's something just hanging out there? Yeah. Interestingly enough, just hanging out there. That's the 22nd, 23rd of October. Low pressure. Notice that airflow is a cool airflow for us. So that's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind to get continued cold fronts coming through in October. Wouldn't mind that at all. Notice we're still with low pressure off of our east coast. So out over the Atlantic, we're probably going to have some storm systems out there to watch, right? Keep working. Yeah, decent storm system out there. Yep. See that? See that storm system? So, and that's October 9th. That's the 25th, 26th. So we're still tracking, something of a storm system out there. Now this front's going to come through and recurve whatever. So I would say that's October 11th. So that's the 28th of October. That's actually that. So around the 28th of October, expect there to be something south and east of us with a cold front kind of deferring it out and blocking it out. Okay. So around Halloween or just before Halloween, I would say we're going to be watching the tropics off of our east coast. And then that's like right before Halloween. Cold front actually cooling us down. Looks great. Yep, looks great. There's a real cold front moving through. Yeah, that's the third. That's the 30th. So that would be October 30th, the day before Halloween. Real cold front marching our direction. It's going to be great. Now, after that, look what happens, interestingly enough. So this is, what is that? Valid. That is the 15th. That is Halloween / the day after Halloween. Looking nice and cool. But look what happens afterward, okay? What is going on there? Yeah, you see that in the Gulf of Mexico? That, my friends, is something interesting to look at. That would be 12Z on the 16th. So that's November 2nd, my friends. So November 2nd, the BSR, or the Bering Sea Rule, Bering Strait Rule, this is a long-range technique, okay? Based on the BSR, around November 2nd, we're going to need to be watching the Gulf of Mexico, okay? I'm going to put it in my calendar. We've talked about it for a couple of days, but we'll just say today. I'm going to put on November 2nd on my calendar, plus possible Gulf storm, ? I'm going to put it as an all-day event, and I'm putting it on my calendar, okay? You see it there. Possible Gulf storm. Around November, so Wednesday, November 2nd. I don't know if you can see it there, but Wednesday, November 2nd, it's there. Oh, I've got to put added in the notes section. Notes, added October 13th, okay? So October 13th, today, we are putting that in our calendars. When it comes up, don't be shocked if that shows up, right? All right, so what does that mean? It means it's something to watch. Stacy says, Mickey says, eerily similar to the Florester. I know. Now, whether it's tropical or not, we don't know. But there's an indication there. John says Ian was enough, no more. I know, man, right? I texted this to my former intern who's a meteorologist in Southwest Florida, and he's like, no, stop it. And I agree. Remember, plus or minus a couple of days and plus or minus some miles. So, it's not necessarily going to hit that exact area. It's not exactly going to be tropical, but there's an indicator of something in that vicinity. So we'll watch it. I like to give you long-range advice, long-range information. But remember, it's like a foggy road where you see something coming down the road and you just don't know exactly what it is. Brian's asking, does the GFS or the Euro go out that far? So that's November 2nd. It does not. But what it does, if you look, this is the 29th of October, and there is lowering pressure in the Gulf, in the Southwest Gulf. So, yeah. Vanessa says, no more indications, yucko. I agree. So, anyway, that's that. It's not my favorite indication to talk about and to look at, but it's there. All right. Michael's asking, is the Twitter chat working now? I have no idea. Maybe. Maybe not. Pat says, hey guys, good morning. I'm late but wanted to share my wife had our second girl yesterday and I'm super excited. Both baby and mama are happy and healthy. God bless, Pat. Oh, I love it. That is the best news. That is the best news. Love it. All right, my friends. So for today, again, we're going to be tracking rain, a 60% coverage of rain. Let's look at Futurecast one last time together. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, morning lows are getting cooler. Daytime highs looking fantastic. Oh, man. All right, here's Futurecast together. 10, 11, 12. We're going to be fine. It's into the afternoon that the model is going to want to start throwing together some showers, right? There's 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Not too much. But we see a little bit of rain kind of popping up and especially firing up around 6:37 east of town, right? There it is east of town, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, kind of fading as it works off to the east, okay? So there's that. Otherwise, afterward, it's looking great. Jody, do you have UCF game forecast for tonight, rain? I do. The UCF forecast should be better. Hopefully everything moves east. I'm planning on going, and I do not want to get wet. So go Knights, charge on. Is it a real day off for me? It's as real of a day off as I ever get. Yeah. All right. And then this weekend's great. Look for rain chances to be on the rise next week, okay? Okay, people, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day, huh? Would you? Let's make it a great day. I will see you today at 3:30 for the afternoon coffee talk. We'll update on everything, okay? All right. Be good, y'all. See you later. Bye.